Hi there, and welcome to the show. You're listening to another episode. Every other Tuesday, I release a short bit about whatever's going on in the Parks household or whatever's in my head at the time. It's a way for you to get to know me a little better in between my rare disease interviews. Listen, I love Tom Hanks, like more than anyone. He's in my top 5. He sounds like my brothers when he hollers, and he's sweet and kind and funny, and his movies have been with me all of my life. One in particular is definitely a top fave of all time, A League of Their Own. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what kind of childhood you had, but next time you're on a flight, search for it. It's always a good old standby on the airplane. So he plays like this washed up ex-baseball player who got hurt in the war and, he started drinking and like all this sad stuff. So it's during wartime. And he agrees to coach an all-women's team while all of their husbands are off to war. And there's a great line of which he yells to a poor sweet lady on the team, "There's no crying in baseball!" It's really just like so funny and definitely a movie line I use on a regular basis. Over the last couple months, I've spent hours filling out applications to get Ford into a quote-unquote special needs summer camp. So he can have fun and friends and get out of the house and I could get some work done sometimes. And I just came home for a trip and then boom, 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 one after another. I got 3 denial emails, maybe next year, from every camp I applied to for him. And it was a punch to the gut. Like, how do parents like us have jobs? How do we pay over $30 an hour for a babysitter to even have that job? How do we get our kids social interaction when the school season is out? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying. It makes me sick. So, to be honest, I'm a little pissy about how much time I wasted. And I couldn't help but, feel some type of way about it. I mean, I know families whose kids go to the camps every single year. So I wonder, how many new families do they accept at these camps? What exactly are the diagnoses that they're accepting? I don't know. Is it more understood, well-known diagnoses? Do they only have room for certain needs? Is it the diaper? Is it the feeding tube? Is it the wheelchair? What's the box that Ford checked that made him a no for 3 separate camps? I don't know. The same day, I got an email from my daughter's preschool saying that a kid dropped out of their upcoming t-ball team, and would Ezzy like to join? Yeah. So I went online. I did their whole account setup on the website for the family and then made a kid account, then paid a site fee and then paid a baseball fee and answered a bunch of questions about Ezzy. And then bam, 35 minutes later, she was an Iron Pig t-ball team member. I took her to her first practice. 2 days after that, they taught her how to throw a baseball and run the bases. And I watched all of these 4-year-olds who so easily just got this opportunity to participate and to have friends and to be on a team. Here's a hat. Way to go, everyone. Run, run, run. New cleats, sunshine, families. And while I cheered for her and all the other kids, I just couldn't help but disagree with my pal, Tom Hanks. I had always wanted and imagined that my son would have been on a team, on any team, in any summer camp, and so far he can't be. In fact, I started to look around and realize that he probably couldn't even get to this game. Well, at least not in his wheelchair. So, Tom, I gotta tell you, there's definitely crying in baseball. Me shedding a tear for my son, shedding a tear for all the kids like him who get denied from even the clubs they're supposedly welcome to. And I don't need anyone to devil's advocate me right now either about supply and demand, because our society could make things a lot more accessible and inclusive in general, and we just don't. We're missing the mark still, and we still make excuses. And we let the kids like my daughter continuously be a first-round pick. I don't know the baseball term for first-round pick, but I'm sure they have something like that. So I did what any good parent who's sticking up for both of her children would do. I taught my daughter some really good baseball heckling lines. So, watch out, pitcher.